Hey guys, Scripter here with another video, and I wanted to address this very astute comment made by at WaterBeauty85 in response to my Acolyte Season 6 review. And this person says, Kamir said the helmet deprives you of your physical senses and thereby makes you more in touch with the Force. And I'm pretty sure that was at the end of episode 6, when he's talking to May about it and telling her to try it on. So it deprives you of your physical senses and thereby makes you more in touch with the Force. But in the previous episode, he said he was keeping the helmet on to prevent Soul from reading his mind, which indicates that it blocks out the Force. Yeah, exactly. And that's when he first confronts Soul right after he fights the other Jedi and all that other stuff. And So it deprives you of your physical senses, thereby makes you more in touch with the Force, but then at the same time, keeping it on prevents Soul from using the Force to read his mind. So it doesn't block the Force, but does block the Force. Doesn't block your inner Force, but then blocks somebody else's Force. But then that doesn't make sense either, because in the same episode, Yord said Kamir, with the helmet on, could get inside his mind and stay there, which indicates it doesn't block the Force. This is a conundrum here, and I want to know from you guys in the comment section what you think. Like, is this just a total screw-up again? Like, did they just not think again and just throw this stuff out there without thinking about what people are saying and doing? Like, was no one on set like, hey, Yord said that he could go inside his mind, which makes it seem like his helmet can't block the Force, but we're saying his helmet can block the Force from Soul reading his mind. So maybe we should do something about that because the audience is going to notice. So again, this is just another one of these stupid, nonsensical things, and the shills will explain it away. I don't know exactly what they'll say. They'll say, "Wow, he can still use the Force and be one with it, and he can still send signals out through the helmet, but it blocks them from coming in, and that makes sense because it's just the way the helmet is, and you just have to accept it and consume more product." Like, thank you, WaterBeauty85. This is a really good response because. Yeah, I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't make sense. The helmet is totally stupid. You know, we make fun of the look of it, the gimp mask style and everything else, but I did like that it had a purpose. I think the purpose is kind of corny, like you're headbutting lightsabers and stuff, but at least he's wearing it for a reason, unlike Kylo Ren, who's wearing it because he's wearing it, and it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't even look really like Vader's helmet. Like, if he was trying to be like his grandfather, like, copy him, why wouldn't he fashion the same style of helmet? So Kylo Ren's helmet was awful. In my sequels reimagined, he's blind, so he needs his helmet to see, and if he doesn't have it on, he has to rely on the Force, which is kind of cool too, but there's just no reason for him to have it. So I give them that credit enough that there's a reason, and I could even get over the gimp mask look of it, but I do think the blocking lightsabers with your head and stuff is corny. But now with this revelation, because I mean, I didn't even realize this show's pretty hard to pay attention to sometimes for me, and I have to really focus in. And I missed this in terms of the overall thing. I mean, I knew it was kind of weird. He could read Yord's mind, but then he was blocking Soul's mind. But then I didn't even think yet he can be more in touch with the Force. Like, the whole thing is just totally weird. Totally doesn't make sense. It's a stupid idea. And I think they just screwed up and weren't thinking and were just so focused on other things that don't really pertain to the story, that this sort of went under the radar. And again, I've said it before, I sometimes I question the intelligence. Like, I know everyone's like, there's an agenda. I think to a degree, but I think some of these people are just not super intelligent either because they make these kind of mistakes all the time in all the shows. So, I mean, you go back to Kenobi, right, where Vader just stands there when there's a loader droid and Kenobi's in the fire. Like, you have the Force. You just picked him up and choked him. Why don't you just pick him up again and bring him to you? But he just lets him go. And it's like in the same scene. At least they're in different scenes. So you have to put them together. And Kenobi was in the same scene. You're like, wait a minute. Just pick him up and bring him to you. What are you doing? So again, I think these people lack intelligence. They're not thinking. It's all about the visuals, and it's all about the DEI. And they're not thinking about the story and having the story make sense and have details make sense. Why did Kumir have to go and bathe? Like, so they can have, like, oh, he's not just seducing Osha to the dark side, he's actually seducing her, too. Like, it's just corny and lame. Anyways, guys, what do you think of this helmet? Do you think it makes any sense? Do you think it's corny? Do you think it's lame? Do you like the blocking lightsabers with your head stuff and all that stuff? Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you like this content, please like, subscribe. Always helps the channel. Check out anything else on my channel. Have yourselves a really good day.